Welcome to WeTeach. In this video on the fundamentals of computer science, the topic is problem solving and programming. Under problem solving and programming, we are going to learn what are the computer languages, that is programming languages available in computer science. In general, a language is used to communicate with the people. That means for the sake of communication purpose, we use the languages. And like that, that means the user need to communicate with the computer, means he can communicate with the computer to fulfill the user needs only and with the help of computer languages. So here the languages are in the form of that can be understood by the user as well as the computer, that is the machine. So the language must be in the form of understand both by the user and the machine. Just every language like that generally we speak English, Hindi, Telugu, like that. Every computer language is bounded known as syntax. That means a language is having set of rules. Those are nothing but syntax. And the user bound by the syntax while communicating with the computer. That means while writing something, that means while writing the program with the help of language, the user has to follow the rule, that is nothing but the syntax. Next one. Computer languages are broadly classified in different ways. The first one is low-level language. The term low-level language means close to the way in which machine understand the low-level languages. That means the low-level languages are understood clearly by the machine. So nothing but the machine language, assembly language. The first one is machine language. This is the language in the form of zeros and ones called the binary numbers, understood directly by the computer. That means computer can easily understand this. It is the machine dependent and it is difficult to learn, even more difficult to write the programs. That means with the help of machine language, which is in the form of binary, we can write the programs, but it is merely difficult, and moreover it is merely difficult to understand also. Next one is assembly language. This is the language where the machine codes comprising of zeros and ones and substituted by symbolic codes called mnemonics to improve the understanding. That means to improve the understanding of zeros and ones, combinations of zeros and ones. It is the first step to improve the programming structure. Next one is assembly language programming is simpler and less time consuming than the machine language. And the next one is it is easier to locate and correct the errors in assembly language than in the machine language. It is also machine dependent. Assembly language is also machine dependent. Programmers must have the knowledge of machine on which the program will be run. So based on the configuration of the structure of the computer, based on that the assembly language is created or designed. That means the programs by using assembly language. First, up to now we learned about the low level language. Now it is high level language. As we know that low level languages requires extensive knowledge of hardware since it is machine dependent. And to overcome that limitation which is there in the low level language, high level language has been involved, which uses normal English like easy to understand. That means the statements what we are writing in the program, and they are easy to understand and to solve any kind of problem. Next one, high level languages are computer independent and programming because quite easy and simple, where low level languages are machine dependent, where high level languages are machine independent. Here are some high level languages that I am going to show here. The first one is basic language, that is beginners all purpose symbolic instruction code, the full form of basic. It is widely used, easy to learn, general purpose language, mainly used in the microcomputers in earlier days. That means nowadays we are not using it. Next type of language is COBOL, common business oriented language, a standardized language used for commercial applications. Next one is Fortran, formula translation. The full form of Fortran is formula translation, developed for solving the mathematical and scientific problems. one of the most popular language among the scientific community. The next one is, as it is very popular one, that is C language, structured programming language, used for all purpose such as scientific applications, commercial applications, and developing games and so on. And the advanced version of C language is the next one, that is C++, popular object oriented programming language used for general purpose. As up to now we have seen what are the categories of language in the computer. They are low level language and high level language. In the high level languages, nowadays for all the purpose of problem solving, we are using the C language. So here I am going to show you what is the C language. That means what are the basic content of C language, how we can learn it and how it works for us. C programming language was developed in 1972 by Dennis Rich at Bell Laboratories at AT&T. AT&T means American Telephone and Telegraph, which is located in United States of America. Dennis Rich is known as the founder of C language, and it was developed to overcome the problems that are existed there in the previous languages. That means the COBOL, Fortran, and BASIC. Initially, C language was developed to use only in some operating systems. What are they? Unix operating system only. It inherits many features of previous languages like B and BCPL. Let us see the programming languages that are developed before C languages. The first one is ALGOL in the year 1960 in the international group. Next one is BCPL in the year 1967. Next B 1970. Traditional C in 1972 and KNRC in 1978. And the basic and important one is ANSI C in the year 1989 and ANSI C ISOC, that is in the year 1990, and C99 in the year 1999. What are the features of C language? Here C language is having many kinds of features, which is defined as simple, machine independent, mid-level language, structured programming, rich library, memory management, fast speed, pointers, recursion, and extensible. These are the features of C language, and about these we are going to study what is and why we can say that it is the simple language. C is a simple language in the sense that it provides the structured approach. That means we can break the program at any moment, at any stage, and it provides us a rich set of library functions and data types. Here the data types is the term that is used to represent the data, in program. That means data may be of different kinds. That is the data which we are initiating or which we are giving as input in the program is of different types. It may be numericals and alphabets or special characters. Here to represent the numericals are again divided into different types. They are integer type, floating type, that is decimal point, and if you want to represent large number, that means if you want to specify the data as the large number, we are having double int or long int. Next one is floating, also floating point, and so double float, like that they are there. Next one is to represent the special characters and the alphabets, we are having the data type as char. Here to represent the numericals, the data types are integer, float, double, like this. So we are going to learn about all these when we come across learning the complete C language. Next one is, the next feature of C language is machine independent and portable. Usually assembly language, that is C language, can be executed on different machines with same machine specific changes. That means wherever the program is designed, that means on which machine the program is designed, and it can be run or executed on it and works on any other machine. There C is a machine independent language. The next one is mid-level language. Here the C language has the feature of working with the low level programming and high level programming. So that's why it is termed as the mid-level language, and C can be used for developing the applications like kernel and drivers. Here the drivers are used, the set of software that is enables some hardware component to work with the computer, and it supports the features of, I said, high level language and low level language. That's why it is termed as mid level language. The next one is, it is the structured programming language, where the structured programming language is the sense that we can break the program into number of parts with the help of the special feature called defining the functions. So it is easy to understand and to modify at any stage of program, and functions also provide reusability. And the next feature of C language is rich library. The C provides lot of inbuilt functions that makes us to develop the program in a fast and easy method. Next one is memory management. It supports the feature of dynamic memory allocation. In C language, we can allocate the memory dynamically, and we can free up the memory which is allocated at any time by calling a special function called free off. The next one is the speed of programming. The compilation and execution of time that is taken for these two purposes of C language is fast, since there are lesser inbuilt functions and hence it is lesser overhead. That means the speed of execution also is very fast. Next, the very appreciable feature of C language is it provides the pointer. That means the pointer is an keyword, that is, it points directly to the address location of the memory. That means we can directly interact with the memory by using the pointers. We can use the pointers for memory, structure, functions and arrays. The next one is recursion. Recursion is calling the data or the content of particular function within itself. And see this one, we can call the function within the function is called recursion. It provides the code reusability for every function. That means we can reuse the code which is defined in the function itself. Recursion enables us to use the approach of backtracking. The next one, extensible. That means C language is extensible because it can easily adopt the new features that are existed in the present generation. So this is about the programming languages, my dear students, and the basics of C language. Thank you so much.